Alright, welcome to day 65 of the Vera series. And it has happened. We finally got our level increase, and this was 9 days since patch 2.3 started. So I think we're back to that 9 days to where we're going to get another level increase. Meaning that level 85 to 86 is going to be on February 20th, which is a Monday. But starting out, you want to go to your artificial island, and you want to go back to building, and you want to hit claim, because remember, you can only hold your resources for 24 hours. Then you want to take a look at your exchange store, and remember, you want to buy your weekly items because they reset Monday, and you don't want to forget to kill your enemies before they respawn because we are approaching Procrastinator Day, and I'm talking to myself. Next, you want to do Mia's Kitchen, and you want to knock out your 4 bounties for the day, and I'm just going to go with the Sparrow. Which brings us to our vitality, starting with joint operations. So for today, we can do Bracer's Chest in a Shiro Matrix. We can do Pants, Hands, a King, and a Crow Matrix, Sadness Valley, and Pursuit of Fate. So these are all pretty good dungeons, but again, I recommend you save your vitality solutions till we reach level 90, which brings us to Interstellar Exploration. And remember, you want to check Vera as well as check Asperia, so that way you can see all of your Stargates. And the best way to tell if you have a level 3 Stargate is if this weapon battery category has a number 3, it's a level 3 Stargate, but if it has a number 2, it's a level 2 Stargate. But if you don't have any level 3s or level 2 Stargates, you can always do Dimensional Trials. And if you need money, you could always do space-time domains. And if you're pressed for time, you could always make Omnium beacons. Then we have our optionals, and that is giving gifts to your 1.0 characters, and the best way to do that is go to the black market and talk to Hopkins, see this island and do the claw machine, and knock out your 2 trainings for the day. But what is not optional is to do your 8 fun zones, and if you can, try to knock out your 6 Greyspace fishers, but the biggest rewards are going to be in the Twilight zone, but you do have an 8-hour time limit, so you could wait on this. Also, if you can, try to do your racing, so that way you can get in the top 100, so you can at least get that 400 Mira. And since we're approaching the end of the week, you don't want to forget to do your security force missions, so that way you can get those old Vera coins in Mira. And of course, you don't want to forget to go to the missions tab and go to your point of research, and you want to make sure that your energy does not cap, because remember, you can only hold a grand total of 20 energy, and you get 5 free energy a day. Also, if you enjoy these video guys, I would greatly appreciate a like, so that way they can spread more on YouTube. And then we have our events. If you have not been logging in every day, you want to make sure you get your semi-anniversary gift 1, to where you get lots of red nucleus. Also, in case you didn't know, we have another survey, so just take some time, fill that out, so that way you can get some free dark crystals. And let Tower of Fantasy know how you're enjoying the game. Passions for Chocolate has a little over 6 days left, and we should have enough customers to go ahead and clear out the whole event, so if you have not done that yet, you want to probably go ahead and knock that out. And also, don't forget to do your voting for the day. It looks like Lin is winning, and Saki is at a close second, so if you want Lin to win, make sure you keep that up, and if you probably want Saki to win, you might want to definitely make sure that you vote. On top of that, in this same tab, you can go down to the semi-anniversary gift. And I actually missed this when it first came out, so now I got the free SSR weapon box. On top of that, Lin is coming out later this week, so if you were not able to pick her up the first time, you might want to try to pick her up this next time, if it doesn't mess up your future plans. And I just wanted to go ahead and point this out. We have the time capsule to where you can see your Tower of Fantasy journey for the last 6 months, which now brings us to the new event, and that is this Frost and Flame event. And this event, I would say, is okay. Essentially, you're either on the Frost team or you're on the Flame team, and you just gotta keep killing wave after wave of enemies, trying to protect your crystal, and whichever team's crystal gets destroyed by the enemies first, loses. So depending on how strong or weak a team is, this event could last quite a while, and only the winning team gets 700 points. So it may not be bad to just wait and see what the next event is. But one nice thing about this event is there are some really good rewards, so you want to make sure you do pick those up when you get the chance. Then we got our weekly tab. You want to make sure you do enough things down here so that way you can get everything up top, which brings us to your challenges. And if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you might want to save your Mia's Kitchen so that way you can power yourself up. But starting with the Bygone Phantasm. So again, I recommend that you take a look at this weapon bonus. If you have a good weapon bonus, you might want to do this sneak to next level. And if your CS is high enough, you're going to be able to jump up 11 levels as long as you can beat that floor. But the biggest thing that will determine your rank is Sequential Phantasm. If you're able to get a high score here, you're most likely going to be in the top ranks for the week. And this week, I think I might be able to get first place. I do plan on pushing a little bit more than usual, so wish me luck. The Critical Abyss. Now remember, this is optional content, but you can do it so that way you can get some clusters. Frontier Clash, we got our last attempt for the week, so you might want to go ahead and knock this out so that way you don't get a bat resist next week. Wormhole, we got another 5 days to complete this so that way you can get that energy crystal dust. Void Rift, if this is a first time boss for you, you want to go ahead and knock it out. Void Abyss, you still have to the end of the month to go ahead and clear this. If you have not been able to clear this, then I recommend that you try to get a party together. Ideally have a tank and a healer that are specifically going for those specs, and make sure you knock out your Void Rift so that way you you can keep getting the proper techs. Raids, you want to make sure you knock out the last two on Heroic, and you do Battle Test Area on Heroic. Origin of War, we basically have 2 months before we have to complete this to where it's going to reset on April 1st. So if this has been difficult for you, I just suggest you wait till maybe like the last few weeks before this ends. Break from Destiny, you want to make sure you do this at least 1 time so that way you can get those 250 Dark Crystals. Apex League, if you're trying to reach Grand Marshal, you might want to put a couple hours in each day. And then we have our daily buys, so you want to go to Shop, Hot, and then buy your 2 Vitality Solutions. Now this is only if you can afford it, but again, I'm trying to get as many Vitality Solutions as I can, so that way once you reach level 90, I can get a lot of golden gear. Also, if you can, try to buy your Advanced modules and your Booster modules for the week. Then we have the Commissary, starting with the Crystal Dust store. So you want to make sure you buy your Advanced modules, your Booster modules, and your Vera special gift. And when it comes to your Potent Omnium Crystal, I recommend if you have an 8.5 suppressor that you might want to start buying some of these because we're going to most likely get some suppressor levels in the upcoming patch. Space Time store, you want to buy your Booster modules, your Advanced modules, and your data repeater for the week. Cruise store, now the only thing you want to spend your points on are relics, and the relics that I recommend are Space Time Rift or Omnium Shield. But if you have all of those knocked out, then you might want to focus on getting the drone to level 3, or otherwise maybe just going for the hologram projector. Support store, you want to make sure you buy your Space Time Crystal Fragments, your Space Time Crystal Dust, and your Joint Supply chips for the week. And if you have return support points, you want to make sure you buy your Space Time Crystal Fragments using return support points. And if you need help on how to do that, I got a guide on my channel. Point store, now the only thing you want to spend your points on are spare special gifts, so that way you don't have to do training, black market, or see this item again. But if you need to level up your matrices or weapons, you could always buy matrix data packs or weapon batteries. And with your critical abyss points, you can always buy clusters. But besides that, I just recommend that you explore the map, so that way you can get those extra resources so you can be ready for the upcoming characters. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If so, look forward to my Alyss Rose video. But other than that, talk with you guys later.